sir from Institute of Design, Director of MIT-ADT. Welcome to Samvad, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sir, first of all, we would like to know your overall journey as a director for MIT-ADT.
Sure. Uh, Hello everyone. It's a great pleasure to be part of Samvad. I've been working as a professional, as a design professional for last 22 years, and I was in the industry working in the design domain, uh, primarily into automotive, and I felt that whatever I had learned in the industry, it was worth sharing with the students, and uh, on a personal level also had the liking for teaching. So as to visit different design colleges, to take visiting lectures, to be a jury, to mentor students, to create ventures. So I was involved in all these activities in multiple universities across the country, and that led me to think that why not take this plunge as a full time activity. So that's led me to look at MIT Institute of Design. The primary reason for that also was because I was also part of the MIT group in my graduation journey.
Okay.
So I did my mechanical engineering from our Kothur campus. So there was a very strong connect with the MIT family. So when I decided to take this plunge, I thought that this would be the best opportunity. So that's how I came here and started working as a head of department of transportation design, because all my 20 years of my industrial journey, I was working in automotive industry. Mahindra to be the biggest stint as a general manager of design. Worked on numerous projects on automotive stream, from three-wheelers to tractors to trucks, and intelligent mobility. So worked with very high-end products in this domain. So that core experience which I had gained in the industry, I came with that and started teaching in the transportation design discipline at MIT Institute of Design. Uh, Doing that for 3 years, I got the opportunity to take up this assignment of being the director of MIT Institute of Design. And let me tell you, it has been a very exhilarating journey, a very, very nice interaction with the co-faculties, trying to map whatever their needs are, whatever the students' needs are, and trying to get into understanding how the teaching learning pedagogy of different levels in design is equally important, and how to nurture the faculty to for them to come up and increase their standard of knowledge, as well as helping them to impart the same knowledge, same with the same zeal to the students. I think that was a good genesis of what the industry I could bring into design as a domain, and start working as a director of MIT Institute of Design. Another thing which helped me in this whole journey was my association with a body, a designers body from Pan India. So it is called Association of Designers of India, which is a body comprising of professional designers from across the country. That also brought in a lot of insights, a lot of networking, which helped the institute to grow, which helped establishing the necessary connects with the industry, where the students will gain. I think that was a overall understanding of what a director's position needs. Another thing which I think came in handy was my work in a small way with the artisan community. So I also work in the field of bamboo. So how to understand the craft and match them or give inputs from a design standpoint. So how the students understand the whole society, how do they empathize with the society, understand their needs, and how to create a situation where the artisans are able to generate bigger livelihood than what they traditionally do. So that aspect of connecting with the society, I think, also was an important parameter which helped in grooming the students and the institute, and doing my bit for this prestigious institute which has been there for last 16 years. Uh, Senior design professionals from the industry helped nurture that, and it was indeed an honor to take that legacy forward, which people like H. Kumar Vyas or Professor Dhiman Panchal or Professor Dr. Anand Chakradev had co-created this entire institute in a very nice way. So it was indeed an honor and a pleasure, and I'm proud of taking those reins and taking the things forward from a director's position.
Correct, sir. Very true. Very inspiring journey you had actually. And so, what do you think? Out of this entire journey, how does empathy plays important role? Is it really essential to become a successful professional?
Wonderful. I think it's a core for any discipline to inculcate. The spirit of empathy, I will suggest and highly recommend, and I keep on doing this time and again. How to understand what empathy is, and empathy cannot be learned or cannot be taken up as an overnight thing. It is a state of your mind. It is a state of how you exist. So if you try to understand what empathy is to the core, I think that will solve multiple problems, that will help as an individual in a multiple way. I'll just give you one example. If you are able to understand what to create your mindset in such a way that I can understand what you want, I can understand what you need to do. So how I can think of being in your shoes, how I can empathize with you in a very strong way, not on a superficial level, but at a emotional level, at a immersive level. I think that empathy becomes a core which helps an individual to understand what the challenges are, what the problems are around your own domain. Whether you are an engineer, whether you are a designer or an architect, I think to understand the user better, to understand a human being better, is what is the core. If you are able to do that in a systematic way, it greatly enhances you as an individual. Professional can come later. So if you are able to inculcate this ability to understand the other human being and try to really be a humanistic person, how do you understand the human psychology, how you understand human in the entire aspect of things, not a small tick mark kind of thing where you only talk about empathy but don't feel it, or you don't live with it. So I feel empathy is like breathing. You need to inculcate it slowly and take definitive steps in understanding how I can be a more empathy sensitive person. So that sensitivity, I think, becomes very important for any individual to take the next steps. So with empathy, you are able to understand what your colleagues are doing, what he or she needs, what your senior is wanting, what the person whom you are designing for, or the solution which you are trying to solve doesn't come sitting in a AC environment where only computer and you are there. I think that is the last thing which any student or a professional should do. You should go out in the field, try to understand and live the life of the user which you are trying to solve a problem on. This becomes a epicenter of what solution you are going to find, and that is where empathy becomes a very important part in your personal as well as professional life.
So nowadays, SCIL is conducting some workshops based on the employability skills, behavioral skills for entire creative cluster, all the schools, right? So what do you think? Are these workshops really helpful to bridge the gap between academic learning and to industry requirements in a particular student's life?
Yes, of course, it is required, and there are. See, we should understand that there are multiple level of skills required. Some people might need X, some people might need Y. So it is very wrong to say that there are these prescriptive. So you cannot be prescriptive. You have to understand. Again, connecting back to the empathy part, it is individualistic. You have to immerse yourself into a particular topic so you understand what is not what you have, what you need to seek. So if somebody is a very good person with respect to the skill part, the technical skill part, I think that person can take in some skills which are from a softer side of things. So these kind of enhancement skills are needed, but each individual will require it differently, and that is how we should all work towards trying to understand the student in terms of what he or she needs, and trying to map those requirements and then work out these courses. So, for example, in a creative cluster, uh, there are many people who are very good in terms of the thinking part, in terms of the creative side, in terms of performing, in terms of whatever his or her domain is. But at times there are a lot of challenges which needs to be done from a project management standpoint, or how to manage the finances, or how to pitch a particular project, how to create proposals, how to write proposals, how to understand, say, basic software skills. For example, there is a very intelligent person who understands the graphical content of things which he is trained for. But if he has to apply it in an IT company, what kind of technical professional inputs he might need? I think those are the things which we as a mentor body should try to understand. So again, the empathy part comes in, to understand what is needed and then frame this, because this will help bridge the gap between what you learn from a core standpoint in terms of your own core skills, and try to be industry ready with the required skills, which becomes the front face of you as an individual with the industry. I think those skills are definitely very important.
Great, sir. Great. Sir, any final message you would like to give to our MIT students?
Uh, Dear students, I think this is a time of your life which is the most critical phase in whatever you do in life, in whatever curriculum you are following. So it doesn't matter whether you are doing engineering, bioengineering, health sciences, design, architecture, any domain which you are studying. I think being a core person, as an individual person, as an individual ethical human being, a person who is connected to the roots, who understands what is the great opportunity which is there in store for you, trying to be very meticulous in understanding our roots, and then trying to connect with the technology part. So if you understand your roots, if you understand the core domain, learn a bit of technology, I think that becomes a very cohesive, or a completely evolved person is what you should aim for. And for doing that, whatever holistic learning which MIT Art Design and Technology University is trying to imbibe, I think you are very lucky. We didn't have this 25 years back when we were studying here, in terms of the way the different aspects have been covered, the level of opportunities which you are getting on the campus itself. I think you should take advantage of that, try to extract the maximum from us as faculties, and go out there in the industry, fight it out when you go out, and enable yourself to be ready to fight what is in store for you out there in the market, in the industry. I think this is the core thing which, for whatever number of years you are studying in this university, I think you should try to learn, try to immerse yourself, try to co-create, take advantage of whatever facilities are being given to you. I think that would be my advice to the young people who are watching this. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful words. These are really inspirational
Thank you, sir.
words for all the students, and all the best to everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.